good question, but here they've told us some extra information. They said the ratio of A to M versus M to B is 1 to 2. Okay? So this is where you have to remember what ratios mean. So what they've said is that this measurement in here, whatever it is, if that was 1, then this would be square root of 2. Okay? You all happy with that? Right, so first of all, they've asked us a straightforward, well, it is straightforward. How do we get from A to B? Which path do we need to follow from A to B? Gabrielle? What is this? From A, so we start at A and we need to end at B. Remember, we have to follow the path that we know vectors.
Oh, there's A to O.
So tell me what that vector is.
X minus X.
Minus X. Why did you say minus X?
Because it's going against.
Good. So that's negative X. And then, over here now.
O to B.
Yeah. So that's vector A to B. Now they only want to go from A to M. Okay? Now, it's at this point where this ratio business comes into play. Because we know that this A to B is described as negative X plus Y. Yes? But they only want to go this distance. So what do you think we're going to do? Be careful. If this is 1, and then this would be 2, we've actually got 3 paths. Yeah. So we're going to have from B 1/3 of negative X plus 1. Follow that? We all see where we got third? Not just, it's not half, yes? So if the ratio is 1 to 2, it's 3 parts in total. And from A to M is one of those parts. So that's 1/3. Okay, and it's 1/3 of the distance we just found. So if you made a mistake on this first bit, but you'd use that same vector here, you would still get this one correct, even if you got this one incorrect. Okay? Now we're going from O to M. O to M. Maybe? Would it be X plus whatever you want? Lovely job. Okay, so we've got X plus 1/3 negative X plus Y. You happy with that? Brianna? Yes, you could have gone Y plus this, but we haven't got a description for this bit yet. So it's probably easier to work with the things that we've already labelled. No? Because remember we have to, so whilst this is the shortest distance, we don't know what that's called. So that's what we're actually trying to find. So you have to follow paths of the lines that they're using.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, we wouldn't normally leave this one like this, because we've got an X here and we've got X here, so we would actually join this together. So I'm going to expand this bracket, if you like. So this is X, and this would be negative 1/3 X plus 1/3 Y. Because I'm going to join my X together. It's similar, it's kind of like terms. If you have an X here and a negative X here, we would join that together. So you've got one whole X, and we've got negative 1/3 X, that would be 2/3 X plus 1/3 Y. Yes, Minnie? See how you got Oh, right, okay, so we've just said that, were you happy that this was 1/3?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that description. So if I want to start at O, and end at M, I could follow this path.
Oh, okay, I was going the other way.
Now, and that's what, so I said to Brianna, yes, you can have that in different ways. You could go along here, but I don't know what this is called. And so what you would have to do is you'd have to work out what it's called. And that's just hard. You can do it, you'll end up with the final same answer. It's just much quicker to work through, because if they've asked you an A and a B, they're probably going to help you with your part C. Not necessarily. Well, it would actually be negative, so you tell me because A to B was this. Yes, but if we'd done B to A, then it would have been the opposite. We worked out, so we know that A to M is 1/3 of this, because that was A to B, and that's following the same direction. So it's always, the direction is always important. Alright, next one. Given that U is that, V is that, and W is that, simplify and express U plus V plus W, and then U plus 2V minus 2W, and then 3U minus 2V minus W. So this is just an algebra essentially, or arithmetic really. So U plus V plus W would be 1, 2 plus negative 4, 3 plus 2, negative 5. Hopefully we're all comfortable with that. That's U, that was V, and that was W. So when we're doing this, we're just adding our top numbers together. So we've got 1 plus negative 4 and then we've got 2 plus 3 is 5, and then adding on negative 5, so that's 0. So that's our first one. Then they've got U, which was 1, 2 again, plus 2V. So I'm going to put a big 2 in front of here. And then minus 3W. So when you've got a big number in front, you're going to multiply both of your numbers in your column vector by that value. Okay? So this would be 1, 2. I'm just going to keep with my 3 separate column vectors for now. So this is going to be negative 8, 6. And, oh, that's a minus 6, negative 3. Alright, okay, so I've kept it as subtract, and then I've multiplied both of my numbers by 3. If I had recognised that this could be considered as a negative 3, then what I would have done was change this to be a plus, and then my signs would have changed. Okay? Both of those two situations would give you the same final answer. Okay, so it just depends on how your gut instinct would get you to do that. So then I've got 1, take away 8 is negative 7, and then we're taking away another 6, so it's negative 13. And then 2 plus 6 is 8, plus 15 is 23. So our final answer there is negative 13 plus 23. And then our final one is 3u minus 2v minus w. So I'm going to do my expanding first. So I've got 3, 6. Which do you prefer? To multiply these two numbers by negative 2? Yeah? So we would then write plus, and then we would have positive 8 and negative 6. And then I'm just going to leave it as minus 2, negative 5, because I'm not multiplying by anything.
And then,
So then you've got 3 plus 8
so,
to subtract 2 is, and then 6, take away 6, 0, and then we're taking away negative 5, so it's positive 5. Yeah,
Oh, so it's not. How was that negative 5?
because it was always negative 5.
Oh, it was. No, right. And then, so we're making 1
We just did, where we've got 9. Oh, no, they just want those 3 different. Oh, they just, yeah. Okay, so that was 3 different questions, like a bit like an A, B, and C. Happy with those? Oh.
Wait, would you mind scrolling up to the question that we did?
Given that 2b minus 3w is that, and b is that, but m and n are constants, find the values of m and n. Okay, so this time we need to work out some missing values. So we stick our vectors in as we would have done just now. So we're going to find 2b. So 2b would be 2 lots of 5 negative m. And then I'm just going to do 3w separately. So that would be 3 lots of n4. Alright, so all I've done to start with is said, right, okay, in my expression here I've got 2b and I've got 3w. I know it's subtract, I'm going to deal with that in a second. Constant is a number that has no letter attached to it. Okay, so it doesn't change. It doesn't depend on something else. Okay? So, 2b would be 2 lots of whatever they've stated as b, and 3w would be 3 lots of whatever they've stated as w. So I'm going to expand this out, so that becomes 10 and negative 2m. You all happy with that? So I've just multiplied both the top and the bottom numbers or letters by 2. And then 3w would be 3n and 12. Right, is that so far so good? Okay, so that's 2b and that's 3w. Now they've told us what the answer is when we have the first 2b subtracting 3w. So what we now do is we say 10 negative 2m subtract 3n12 would equal 2 negative 3. Right? Okay, so I've just put everything in place of where it should be given the information in the question. Now, I did it in baby steps. You may launch into doing everything all at once. Totally fine. Completely up to you how you do it. But this is what we are now going to need to use to establish the values of m and n. Any suggestions how we might do that? Lily?
Oh, that was in my head, but...
Well, go give it a bash.
Would you, like, take, add 12 instead?
I'm not sure what word
I don't know.
Okay, whenever we're trying to find a missing letter, what do we normally try and form? Sabrina?
Would you, like, what's the word for it, but, like, move the 10 to the other side, so instead of being 10 minus 3n, like, you rearrange it?
Yeah, yes, you're actually jumping ahead of the game. When we're trying to find a missing letter, what do we normally try and form ourselves? What do we try and normally write? Okay, an equation, okay? Can we form an equation here? In fact, can we form 2 different equations in order to find our missing values? Hopefully you're thinking yes. I can see that 10 subtract 3n would have to equal what? 2, yes. I can also see that negative 2m subtract 12 would equal negative 3. And so that's where, Sabrina, you were like, yeah, we need to move stuff. Yes, you do, but it's much easier if you've actually written and summarized what's going on here. So we've got 10 take away 3n is equal to 2, and negative 2n minus 12 is equal to negative 3. However you solve these is your gut instinct. You're very capable of solving equations. I would make mine n positive, so I would actually have 10 subtract 2 equals 3n. And so 8 is 3n, and so n is 8 over 3. And for this one, I would have 3 take away 12 equals 2n, negative 9 equals 2n, n is negative 9 over 2. That's how I would solve it, because I like to make my subjects positive before I start changing it. You should get the same answer no matter how you solve it. Now, please note, it says m and n are constants. It doesn't say that they are integers. Okay, so sometimes people get confused. A constant, as it says, m was just a number on its own. There's no letter attached to it. If it had said integer, we would have done something wrong, because neither of those two are integers. What's an integer? A whole number, yeah? Yes. You would have gotten divided by negative 3. You perhaps got 8 as a negative 3, haven't you? Then you lost your negative somewhere. Okay? So if you should have, the next step would have been negative 3n equals 2 minus 10. Yes? So you lost that negative somewhere. Okay? So make sure when you bring your 3 down, you don't change the sign of it. So it stays negative. Sure. You want to try the next one? So this one's very similar. So form yourself an equation and tell me what the values are. Dinah, what did you get for this? Lovely. Okay, so x is negative 3 and y is 15. So cos 5 plus negative 3 gives you 2, and 15 subtract 3 gives you 12. Correct? Yeah. Yes? This one, oh, I see you have to put this one down. Alright, so here is, Brianna, you have 5 plus x equals 2, and y take away 3 equals 12. They're your two different equations, and then you would solve them. Okay? You're getting awesome at this. Have a go at the next one. It's very similar. Okay, so the previous one is more similar to this one. Alright, so I actually thought it was harder than it secretly is. So this becomes 312, and then we're adding on to positive 10, negative 2, 10. So then we've got 3 take away 2 is 1, 12 plus 10 is, so that means x is 1 and y is 2. Yeah? Alright, ooh! Okay, so the diagram shows triangle ABC. AP is 1/3 of AB, AQ is 1/3 of AC, AP is equal to P, AQ is equal to Q. Now, there's lots of words came out of my mouth there. You're probably thinking, what the heck is she on about? It's all summarized in the diagram, okay? Other than this bit. So this bit here has not necessarily been explained in the diagram. And these diagrams will not be drawn to scale, so you can't always tell from a diagram what's going on. So what they've said there is that AP, so from, where's P? Okay. AP is 1/3 of AB. Okay? So that's 1/3 of this whole measurement. Now, it definitely doesn't look like it, does it? Okay? Because they're not going to. They want you to make sure that you're reading instructions. Okay? So you do need to pay attention. The rest of this stuff is summarized here. Alright, so find in terms of P and Q expression 4. Do you know what? I'm going to see if you can do it first. I'm going to give you a little bit of time. Yes, you can. Have a little bit of a go of this, and then we'll come back and check that you've all got the right answer. Is this? So if this was 1/3 this whole measurement, and they described that as P, how would I describe this portion here, just from P to B? 2P. Yes, you're happy with that? And whilst we're doing that, we may as well look at this one as well. So if this was 1/3 of this measurement, then from Q to C would be to 2Q. Yes? Now, I've just done that, not really looking at what questions they've asked me, just in the hope that that may help. Because the fact that they told me it was 1/3 probably isn't good. So, find in terms of P and Q from P to Q. So from P to Q, so I have to follow paths that I know. I'm going to go backwards along P, and I'm going to go forwards along Q. So that would be negative P plus Q. Okay? 2. From A to B. So from A to B, well, we just established that this bit was P. We said that this bit was 2P, so Kiara, 3P. Right, there we are. From A to C. So we just established that that was Q, they gave us that, and we established that that must be therefore 2Q. You were happy with that? So what's from A all the way to C? 3Q. Because it's going all the way. Yes, but that's what you have to be careful with when we talk about it's a third of it. So one of these is a third of it, but the whole distance must be. But 1/3 of 3Q is Q. So that actually makes sense that the whole measurement has to be 3. What is that tapping noise? Right, so then we've got from B to C. Now, you've got a choice here. Oops. You could follow this path, okay, but then you do lots of joining like turns. Stop messing with that, just leave it. I would probably just do that. Because it doesn't matter which route you take, as long as you get there. So my answer is going to be, I have to go the opposite direction here, so that's going to be minus 3P plus 3Q. Okay? Now, had you gone along here, you would have said minus 2P minus P plus Q plus 2Q, because this was our bit in the middle. So this was our P to Q that we had. And then you would join the like terms and end up with the same answer. But I think that one was a lot easier. As I said, no joining like terms. Now, it says use your result from A to prove that PQ is parallel to PC. Now, we talked about parallel things. Do you remember what we said? DNA, what did we say?
You say like it's the same, I don't know, you said it's like scalar.
Yes. If essentially you can factorize it, then it is going to be parallel to it. Okay, so if you can somehow factorize it to look the same as it, then it would be parallel. So, Jamie?
I did it in this way, but if you're factorizing it, then it would be 3 bracket negative.
So you would say something like, let's get into BC can be written as 3 bracket negative P plus Q, which is 3 lots of PQ, therefore they are parallel. Okay, so looking at our expression that we had for BC, that's this one here, we can see that we can rewrite that as a 3 in front and have negative P plus Q, that's relatable to this vector here of PQ, and so therefore they must be parallel. Okay, so that's the kind of thing we would be looking for in the exam.
Why do we have to do a line?
You should underline it. You will, you see that it's bold.
Yeah.
You can't bold something when you're writing it. So you underline it to show it's bold. Because it's not just a letter P, it's a vector.
Wait.
Because you can't type with
So
your
it's
pen.
like the little small letters on the diagram?
Yes.
If we lose
So
marks,
that's
we
like,
don't do it? Error code.
but
Would we lose marks?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
we did lose marks.
I would hope not. I would hope not.
Wait, so there's a could.
Yes, there
Just
is.
do it.
Just
Just
do
do
it.
it.
Let's write on the paper like how we do that.
Yep.
Like an actual.
Yep.
You know which way the vector is
Well, because we started at B and ended at C.
So before that.
In the original diagram, they had arrows on them.
Well, there, but from.
And then they said here, we start at P and end up at Q. So that means that the vector we found was going in that direction. So our answer, negative P plus Q, is going in that direction. Because it started at P and ended at Q. Okay, you know?
So it's not like, say you get a vector and it's like, well, like the line is P plus Q, and then you have another one that's 3P plus Q. Well, like, if you get to draw it, would they, like, you know it's parallel because it's like, it's next to like 3. Okay, so say you get like, it's like, okay, so negative P plus Q, that's one of like the lines. And then the other one is 3, negative P plus Q. So if you had to draw those lines, like if you were given the diagram, will you just know to make the lines parallel, or like not know to?
You would
If it's a
see
drawing.
that if you would see when if you would draw them in any the way you're drawing them that they would
They
be
would just
parallel.
end up being,
Yes.
oh,
Yes. Because well, it makes sense because your horizontal movement and your vertical movement are both being multiplied by 3. So therefore,
I see.
you're going to be going
Yeah.
in the same direction.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Was there any other questions on here? No. Yeah. Oh. Scroll down like what?
Where's that far down there?
Like that? You want to see that?